Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inner Weather channel, where we take a look at a concept and give it some light. I'm your host, Naomi, here in my sunshine state, sharing some insights with you. In my opinion, we are all capable of bettering ourselves if we just slow down and check in with ourselves. Before we begin, here's the disclaimer. I'm not a therapist, doctor, or medical professional. What I share here is for reflection, education, and personal insight only, not medical or mental health advice in any way. Always trust your own discernment and seek professional support when needed. You know when life starts spiraling out of control. Ask for help. Take good care of yourself and enjoy our time together. I'm here to give you permission to slow down, take a breath, and think about your inner well-being. I am sharing my own revelations about these topics that have helped me elevate myself to enjoy life more. It's that simple. Here at Inner Weather, we take a few moments to notice what's happening inside, the emotional and mental atmosphere we're carrying, just like we notice the weather outside. Some days are calm, some days are stormy, and all of it passes. Everything is temporary. My personal and preferred inner weather is sunshine, blue skies, and anywhere near the sea. When I'm there, I feel at peace and enjoy life much more. I slow down, breathe, and relax. Isn't this the best space of all? I mean, don't we all want to feel good? So, where is your special place? Go there now as you listen to these ideas. Okay, so let's begin. Today's inner weather forecast is duality. By definition, duality refers to the existence of two seemingly opposite or contrasting elements that coexist within a single whole. The dictionary describes duality as the state of having two parts, aspects, or elements, often complementary or contrasting in nature. In human experience, duality appears everywhere, right? There are literally hundreds, if not thousands of these. We all know dark versus light, yin and yang, good and bad, happy and sad, raw and cooked. You get the idea. When was the last time you said, "What's the best case and worst case scenario?" You might use this duality idea more than you know. The main idea here is rather than being contradictions that cancel each other out, these pairs often define and reveal one another, giving us options on how we navigate the world and our experiences. Duality reminds us that life is rarely singular or absolute. It is layered, nuanced, dynamic, and sometimes messy. It invites the understanding that multiple truths can exist simultaneously, and that opposites often belong to the same continuum rather than separate realities. Just take a moment to think about what you're going through right now as you listen to this. Are you upset about something or calm? Is this mood helping you feel good or pissing you off? If you're frustrated about something, think about what the other end of that spectrum looks like. Just do a quick check before you spin out or get sick. There's always another option. That's duality in real time. So let's look at our thoughts, words, and deeds. In our thoughts, duality appears as the ability to hold more than one perspective at once. A person may feel both gratitude and longing, confidence and uncertainty, or acceptance and desire for change. Rather than forcing resolution, the mind learns to allow coexistence. This reduces inner conflict because experiences no longer need to be categorized as entirely positive or negative. Thoughts become more spacious and less rigid, capable of nuance. In our words, duality often shows up through language that acknowledges complexity. Phrases like, both can be true, on one hand, on the other, or I'm learning and still growing. Such language reflects an acceptance of layered reality rather than oversimplification. In deeds, duality appears in balanced action. We rest after exercise, reflection after an intense situation, or maybe setting boundaries paired after being open with someone. You get the idea. So, how does duality show up in our lives? Applying duality begins with recognizing that mixed experiences are normal and even necessary. Instead of seeking emotional purity, only happiness and rainbows, only certainty, only ease, we can acknowledge that meaningful living often contains contrast. We all know that any growth frequently includes discomfort, and change often includes loss alongside possibility. When faced with difficulty, duality invites the question, what else is present here? A challenging transition may also hold opportunity. A period of waiting may also hold preparation. This does not deny hardship, it widens context around it. Do these make sense? Sometimes we get confused about timing, but maybe it's about something else showing up that serves us better. Another application is in self-perception. People often divide themselves into acceptable and unacceptable traits. Strengths they embrace and weaknesses they resist. Duality encourages integration rather than rejection. Patience may coexist with frustration, generosity with self-protection, courage with fear. Recognizing both reduces shame and increases authenticity. Duality can also be applied in relationships by understanding that others, like ourselves, contain contradictions. In my opinion, people are equally simple and complex. We all have flaws and make mistakes. Someone may be caring yet imperfect, supportive yet limited. Holding this complexity softens expectations and increases compassion, or at least we can try. So what are the advantages to using duality in real life? Well, embracing duality brings emotional resilience because it normalizes fluctuation. When we understand that opposing states naturally coexist, we become less alarmed by shifts in mood or circumstance. Moments of doubt no longer negate confidence. Periods of struggle no longer erase progress. This perspective stabilizes identity across changing conditions. Duality also reduces perfectionism. If life inherently contains contrasts, then flawless consistency is neither possible nor required. This eases self-judgment and encourages realistic expectations. Another advantage is improved perspective. Recognizing that positive and negative elements often interweave helps us interpret experiences more accurately. A setback may contain learning. A success may carry responsibility. Seeing both sides supports wiser choices and reduces impulsive reactions. Practically speaking, duality supports balance. Instead of oscillating between extremes, overwork and exhaustion, control and avoidance, intensity and withdrawal, we learn to integrate these opposing sides. Life becomes less about correction and more about calibration. Over time, this creates steadier well-being because opposing forces are harmonized rather than fought. I like to think of duality as having options, and somehow this allows me to make better choices. Think of it like tossing a coin. There are two sides. Ask yourself, what is the opposite of this feeling or emotion? You might gain more clarity and peace as you go along. Let's look at some self-reflective questions. You might want to pause the video and answer them, or do that later. Where do I notice two seemingly opposite experiences coexisting right now? What trait in myself do I tend to label as unacceptable? and what might be its complementary value? In a current challenge, what contrasting element might also be present? As we close, you might notice how duality shows up for you in almost everything. Whatever its current weather, the presence of duality is always available as a choice or an option. You can return to it simply by lifting attention slightly beyond the immediate horizon and remembering that your life extends forward in ways still unfolding. Thank you for spending this time with me and with yourself. As you travel through the world, remember that duality is always with you as you become a better version of yourself. Wherever today takes you, remember, inner weather shifts, storms pass, and the sun will shine again. If you have found any part of this video useful, or if you had an aha moment, please like and subscribe. Your support means the world to me. Until next time, remember your north, south, east, and west. You are noble, you are special, you are enough, and you are worthy.